Bruce, take it away.
Maryland Democrat Steny Hoyer, Minority Whip, a long-serving member in the U.S. House, stops by our location here in Statuary Hall. Your thoughts on what President Obama said tonight? It was not a laundry list of things that he's going to propose in formal legislative fashion, but it was a vision, not just for his final year, but beyond.
You know, the three words at the beginning that I remember is focus on future, and then don't fear the future. And then he talked about some issues. He talked about education and health care. He talked about national security. But what the speech was really about was there is so much that we can accomplish if we work together. And he ended his speech with "we the people." Not we the Democrats or we the Republicans or we the Catholics or the Baptists or the Episcopals or the Jews or the Muslims, but we the people. And that together America can accomplish a much better future than it can torn apart and divisive.
Can he add to his legislative list of accomplishments in an election year at a time when critics will say it's over, he's running out of gas, he's taking the country in the wrong direction, that sort of thing?
I don't think this was a speech that anybody would conclude that he's running out of gas. I think he had a lot of gas in the tank tonight. But I think, as you point out, it was not simply a laundry list of legislative proposals that he's going to make. It was really an appeal to our better natures, an appeal to both Democrats and Republicans, and to the American people. You remember he spoke at the end directly to the American people and said, I'm going to join you pretty soon. I'm going to be a citizen. And together, we need to have our voice heard, not the voices of special interests or of big money, but our voices. And the way we do that is to vote.
A lot of people think that if we're to get moderates in both parties back in this building, we have to have significant redistricting reform, and that, correct me if I'm wrong, requires a 50-state strategy. I mean, the state leaders, state legislators are going to have to take the lead if we're to reach that goal. Is that fair to say?
I agree with your with the president's premise and your articulation of his premise that redistricting has harmed our getting together and having the ability to compromise because the districts are so one way or the other. But I think, frankly, you need a national law, because if you do it state by state, some states are going to do it, some states are not going to.
And no one's going to unilaterally disarm.
And that's correct. What I think is we need and the Congress under the Constitution can set the criteria for its membership. I think we need to have a statute that passes which provides for nonpartisan redistricting, as some states have. Iowa has it, California, Arizona, other states have had it, Supreme Court has upheld it. Require every state to have a fair redistricting that reflects communities of interest.
You've been here for every State of the Union since the early Reagan days?
That's correct.
Who was the best?
82 was the first.
Who was the best at moving the needle in the room and in the nation, out of all the presidents you've heard?
Well, I think, of course, each one of them had good performances. But I think over time, Bill Clinton was the best. And Bill Clinton, because he connected. And he connected not only with the members, but also with the American people very well. But I think this speech was one of the better ones I've heard. And I think it was one of the more elevating of the speeches that I've heard.
The Dean of the Region's Congressional Delegation, Maryland, Congressman Steny Hoyer, Democrat from the 5th. Thanks very much for stopping by. It's good to be able to talk with you tonight.